China has just reached a major milestone in reusable space technology by recovering its first rocket booster at sea, and that's only part of the story. During the same test campaign, the new Mengzhou crew capsule successfully performed an emergency escape at maximum dynamic pressure. Together, these achievements signal accelerating progress toward a crewed moon landing before 2030 and mark a decisive step in China's evolving lunar strategy. The heart of this milestone is a successful abort at maximum dynamic pressure, MaxQ, the point in the ascent when air density and vehicle speed combine to produce the greatest aerodynamic load on the vehicle structure. During a low-altitude demonstration and verification flight from the Wenchang spacecraft launch site in Hainan, engineers commanded the Mengzhou to execute its escape sequence precisely at that demanding moment. According to official reporting from Xinhua and coverage cited by Global Times, the capsule received the abort command, separated cleanly from the Long March 10th, and performed controlled maneuvers before descending into a designated sea zone. MaxQ matters because it is not a gentle environment. Structures flex. Guidance systems work harder. Any escape mechanism must function instantly and reliably under peak stress. By triggering the sequence at that exact point, the test validated more than a single component. It confirmed structural resilience, separation dynamics, propulsion response in the escape tower system, and flight control stability during a rapid departure from the launch stack. Timing and coordination added another layer of credibility. Official statements noted that recovery of the return capsule was completed at 12:20 p.m. Beijing time. That precision reflects synchronized tracking, telemetry monitoring, maritime positioning, and rapid response recovery operations. A crewed lunar program depends on seamless coordination across these domains, not just on hardware performance. The Mengzhou vehicle represents China's new generation crew transport, designed primarily for lunar missions and built with a reusable return capsule. Proving its escape system under realistic ascent loads is a critical certification step before committing astronauts to deep space trajectories. Abort systems are rarely used, but they must be flawless. Publicly validating this capability under MaxQ sends a clear signal. The architecture is transitioning from design theory to operational readiness. Alongside the escape test, China achieved another first: maritime recovery of a Long March 10th first-stage booster. After completing its demonstration flight profile, the booster splashed down in a predetermined ocean area under carefully calculated trajectory guidance. On Friday morning, maritime search and recovery teams retrieved the stage, marking the country's first operation to locate and recover a large launch vehicle component at sea, as confirmed by CGTN and state media reports. This development is central to the reusable launch vehicle strategy. The Long March 10th system is designed to support crewed lunar missions and near-Earth space station operations. Its derivative configuration, the Long March 10A, incorporates features aligned with future reusability and long-term cost efficiency goals. Recovery is the gateway to inspection, refurbishment, and potential reuse, steps that reduce cost per mission and increase launch cadence over time. Maritime retrieval demands orchestration. Trajectory prediction must be accurate. Ocean assets must be pre-positioned. Tracking data must remain precise throughout descent. Stabilization procedures must secure floating hardware safely despite ocean currents and environmental variability. Completing this sequence successfully demonstrates operational maturity across engineering, navigation, and logistics teams. Why does this matter for the Moon? Crewed lunar exploration is not a one-off launch. It requires repeated heavy-lift missions to deliver crew vehicles, support modules, and mission hardware. If the first stages can be recovered and evaluated, the path to more frequent launches becomes clearer. Reusability is not only about budget efficiency, it is about tempo and iteration. Faster iteration improves reliability before deep space commitments. There's also a downstream benefit. Lunar return capsules land in broad ocean zones at high speeds. Building maritime expertise now strengthens preparedness for those future recoveries. By practicing booster and capsule retrieval in the same campaign, China effectively rehearsed the back end of a lunar mission, descent, splashdown, location, and retrieval, under controlled yet realistic conditions. Taken together, this booster recovery signals the construction of a broader operational ecosystem. Rockets are not merely built and launched. They are tracked, retrieved, studied, and prepared for future flights with expanding technical refinement. These achievements converge on a single strategic objective: advancing China's timeline to land astronauts on the Moon before 2030. The Long March 10th and Mengzhou systems form the backbone of that ambition. The launch vehicle is engineered as a heavy-lift platform capable of sending crewed spacecraft beyond Earth orbit, while Mengzhou is optimized for lunar trajectories and long-duration missions, with a reusable return capsule, enhancing operational efficiency and long-term sustainability. Integrated testing is the hallmark of programs approaching operational status. The recent campaign combined a low-altitude verification flight, an abort under peak aerodynamic stress, controlled ocean descent, and dual maritime recoveries. Each element addressed a distinct requirement: safety certification, structural validation, descent accuracy, and logistical readiness. When proven together, they create a coherent readiness narrative. Instead of isolated experiments, this was a coordinated systems demonstration designed to replicate the complexity of future lunar operations under realistic environmental and procedural conditions. For audiences familiar with modern space exploration, the shift from component testing to systems validation is significant. It suggests that foundational design questions have been resolved, allowing focus to move toward mission integration and sequencing. Lunar campaigns require multiple coordinated launches. Crew modules, landers, and supporting hardware must align in timing and performance. There's also a confidence signal embedded here. Precise recovery timing, clear public reporting, and confirmation of milestone achievements convey institutional assurance. In spaceflight, credibility grows through demonstrated capability. Announcements are meaningful, but validated operations are decisive. Publicly sharing recovery milestones reinforces the perception that the program is progressing on a measurable and transparent trajectory. What happens next logically follows this progression: higher altitude tests, expanded integration exercises, and eventual full-stack mission rehearsals. Each successful step compresses the gap between development and deployment. The Moon timeline is shaped not by aspiration, but by cumulative, stress-tested capability built over successive verification campaigns. In essence, this campaign illustrates a program transitioning from preparation to execution. Safety systems function under the toughest ascent conditions. Reusability logistics are being established. Heavy lift infrastructure is operationally verified. This milestone was far more than a splashdown headline. It validated an escape system at the most demanding phase of ascent, confirmed accurate maritime recovery of a reusable booster, and demonstrated seamless coordination between launch and ocean teams. Together, these achievements narrow the gap between engineering plans and real lunar missions. Space programs advance through tested capability, and this campaign showed measurable progress. With safety systems proven, reusability efforts underway, and heavy lift infrastructure maturing, China's goal of a crewed moon landing before 2030 feels increasingly concrete. What comes next will center on integrated missions and hardware ready for deep space operations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, SpaceEyeNews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.